against COVID, some of the youngest Americans are now one giant step closer to being protected from the virus. The FDA authorizing Pfizer and Moderna vaccines for children as young as 6 months. NBC News medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel joins us now. Dr. Patel, this is not the final hurdle, but it is news that a lot of parents have been waiting to hear. Talk about what went into the FDA's decision. What kind of data did they look at to allow this emergency use authorization?
Yeah, Vicki, they had really, unfortunately, compelling data because, listen, it's been several years where we've had no access to vaccines for under 5. A couple of flagging points. Number one, hospitalizations, especially during the Omicron period. The rates of hospitalizations in the under 5 population exceeded even the worst seasons of influenza when we would normally expect to see hospitalizations at its peak. So that means more hospitalizations that can be prevented. Second point of data is really, unfortunately, death. We had hundreds of deaths in the same age group related to COVID. Again, all preventable based on the data that Moderna and Pfizer submitted that showed that their vaccines, even though the effectiveness is lower than it would have been 2 years ago with different strains, Vicki, it is still incredibly effective, especially against hospitalization and death. And then finally, every parent's concern is safety. There were no serious safety concerns that were flagged in either Moderna or Pfizer, which is reassuring for those of us who want to make sure that anything we offer our children is as safe as possible.
So this is for kids under 5. How young can these vaccines, how young can it go? And also, every parent wants to know, what are the differences between these two? Because I think one is 2 shots, one is 3 shots, and that can be, the difference to make the choice that you select for your child.
Yeah, no, that's the question we're getting literally today as we speak, because we're expecting these vaccines to be in arms as early as next week. So 2 shots for Moderna, 4 weeks apart. And that gets you vaccinated, fully vaccinated, 6 weeks from the first shot. So that's an advantage. 2 shots. Pfizer, 3 shots, and that's 3 weeks between 1 and 2, and then at least 8 weeks between 2 and 3. You can even extend it a little longer based on circumstances. But Vicki, you do the math. That gets you fully vaccinated a little later. So what will parents do to decide? This is what I've told parents. You should try to get the vaccine that's first available. All offices might not be carrying both vaccines. They might have one or another based on what the state or the federal government gives us. So get what you're comfortable with and ask the questions. That timeline might make you choose one or the other. In terms of which one is better, they're both basically about the same effectiveness. So you're not choosing one to be better than the other. With Moderna, they saw a little bit higher of what we would call kind of fever reactions with vaccines. We see this with pediatric vaccines, but that might also make you compelled to avoid having a fever. And if you want to avoid any possibility, then you might choose Pfizer. But ultimately, I want parents to discuss this with their pediatricians and their doctors, and ultimately get what you have available, because we're seeing a lot of cases still, Vicki.
Shalom, shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.
Big news this morning for parents with young children. An FDA advisory panel voted yesterday to recommend both Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19.
My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, teaching real well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Now, I got to be very careful with my words, but it says ABC News. It says FDA authorizes COVID vaccines for the youngest kids. Okay. And they're saying kids from 5 years old to 6 months old can get this yab now, man. All right. They're coming for your children. It says the Food and Drug Administration on Friday authorized both biotech and Moderna's C19V for young children, though the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention still needs to sign off before shots can be administered. So you see, they got Food and Drug Administration. They're putting food in your drugs and drugs in your food, and then they telling you to bring your 6-month-old babies down there to get the yabba yabba do. All this time, these kids been fine, man. All this time, these kids been just A-okay. But now all of a sudden, they're trying to put this fear back into you, to have your children get it, okay? Which is going to, ultimately lead into, a lot of people not, breathing no more. I got to be very careful with my words, okay? I got to be very careful with my words. But it says the Pfizer V was authorized for children ages 6 months to 4 years, while the Moderna vaccine was authorized for children ages 6 months to 5 years. The FDA said in a statement it authorized Moderna shot for kids ages 6 and 17. Now, all these different side effects, all these different, sudden death syndromes that's happening, they want to give this to children now, man. Showing you that this man is diabolical. He's not going to stop. You need to seek YAHAWASHI, or you're not going to make it, man. It says, and pretty soon they're going to say, in order for your kids to go to daycare or go to school, they have to have this, man. This is what's going to happen, who knows after the next school cycle comes back in, because I believe kids are out of school right now. So they're getting you prepared for when you want to take your kids back to school, if there even is a back to school, that they're going to have this, man. And especially a lot of Jake, they have to have a babysitter. They have to work, so they need a babysitter. And in certain cases, they may feel like they have no choice. But do not sacrifice or risk your child for no madness, man. It says the agency's authorization brings the roughly 18 million children under 5 in the United States one step closer to getting VE'd. Children in the age group are the only remaining group in the country eligible to get the shots. You see, the only ineligible in the country to get the shots. So that was the only people who wasn't able to get it. And now you got parents actually waiting to give their kids this madness. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end off on that. That's pretty much the point. Let me go ahead and grab some scriptures. All right, because the Lord told us about this, man. The Lord told us about this. Let me open up with this right here. It says 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13, that whosoever will not seek Yahweh power of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So for you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we telling you that you are God's chosen people, the children of Israel, and you're supposed to be seeking Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI in truth and sincerity. But if you don't, you're going to be put to death. You're going to die. That's the cold hard truth of the matter. We're not sugarcoating it. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear. That's the truth. You're going to die. You are going to fucking die. Especially if you're in the shore. If you're on the shores of America and you haven't sought Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, you're going to die. And it could be within the next couple of months, probably within the next couple of weeks, man. Great death and destruction is looming. It is imminent. It says whether man or woman. So, hey, there's no respect of persons when it comes to death, man. Okay? And this is why the Lord told us. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. I get to the point. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So for you Israelites to go up there and take your kids up there to this devil, that's you trusting in your enemy, man. The same devil that made this shit in the lab is now trying to give you some shit he made in the same lab to tell you that this is going to help you. This is going to make things better. Then they told you getting side effects of fevers and stuff, man. People are having serious issues. They're pulling blood clots out of people, man. But hey, if you want to get this to your children, that's going to be on you, man. Okay? It says, verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not all been altogether wiped away. So though he humble himself, he may come in his little white doctor gown, telling you how he care about you, how he love you, how this is to help you. But beware of him, man. Watch out for this damn devil, man. He is coming to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what the devil does. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy, man. It says, and thou shalt be, verse 12, set him not by thee, don't go by them, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand. Don't put your trust in this man. These Edomites are damn devils. It says, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at thy last remember my words and be pricked there. We're supposed to be pricked with these words, man. You're supposed to never forget them. When the scripture says never trust thine enemy, anytime a devil comes to me with some bullshit, I always say that always runs through my head, man. Never trust thine enemy, okay? Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? And when they find out that these V's have serpent venom in them, they have snake venom in them, okay? So it says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Like you have a charmer, a snake charmer who like play the flute and the snakes a dance. Well, if that man get bit by one of those serpents, who gonna feel bad for him? You over there playing with snakes. Okay, it says, or any such as come nigh wild beasts. If you go into a damn gorilla enclosure, okay, if you go into like it was a video of a man that went too close to a damn orangutan enclosure, and the orangutan grabbed his leg and his shirt and was pulling him closer to the damn cage. That orangutan could have ripped his leg off, man, but you was too close, you know. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? If you go to these devils and you get defiled by them, hey, who won't pity you, man? Okay. For a while he will abide with thee. Oh, this is to help you. This is for your good. Da 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 da. If you need any advice, you need any attention, let us know. For a while he gonna be with it. Look at this, man. Wow. It says, but in his heart he imagined how to throw these like you. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, which a lot of people that took these things had adversity come upon them, afflictions, ailments. It says, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, he shall undermine thee. And that's what he has done. He has undermined a lot of these people. He wants to undermine more. He wants to undermine you to get your children. Okay, this is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. This is why you have been warned about this, man. Okay, you have been warned. Now, real quick, I want to touch on this too. I just got a comment back. I posted a picture saying, and it was going into how people who have taken the yab, men and women, they pretty much cannot have children now. Okay, they have been completely, sterilized now. And even if they, can get pregnant, the baby does not go to full birth or whatever. So I posted that, whatever, and some guy said, this is not true. And then I said, oh, you must have took it, didn't you? And he said, yeah. But then the same guy had like 8 pictures up of him posing, trying to be a model and shit. He had to star David on his damn page. You Jakes that's not serious about this truth, man. Hey, you are going to be given over to the enemy, man. The Lord is going to give you over to the devil, and the devil is going to devour you and consume you. All right, so with that being said, matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. I didn't want to make this too long. I don't know if it's even going to be able to go up because they might end up taking it down, but I'm going to put it up anyways. Through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, I'm sure they don't. I mean, they've been pretty good lately, not striking me. It says, 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, feeding you idols to being things offered unto idols, like that karagma, like that yab. Those are things offered unto idols, man. Those are things that, they worship, man. These people actually worship these, syringes. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you consent, if you just, comply, you're going to be in derision and under reproach and trodden underfoot. I got a little video. I don't know if I can post it that. You probably can't post it nowhere. But I got a video of people who took it, and it's a complication of people who took it, and they're telling you all the issues that they're dealing with because of taking it. And, social media is, fact checking them and blocking their posts, and they're telling you, facts of what actually happened to them after taking it, man. So hey, we dealing with the fucking devil, man. You better be paying attention. You better be paying attention. With that being said, I'm gonna say shalom, kwame sharala, ababa.